Hi guys, my name's Susana. I'm going to be your instructor today. We're going to learn how to paint step by step this cute little baby dragon that just hatched out of his eggs, just using regular supplies that you might have at home. I'm going to be using regular white printing paper as my canvas and as my palette for my paint. I have a lot of different paint colors, but just in case you don't, I'll be using the primary colors, and I'll be also using black and white to mix my colors and make the colors that I need. You will also need 2 cups, one to have your brushes in and one just to clean your brushes, and some napkins to clean your brushes as you go. You also need 2 brushes, but if you only have one, that's fine. You could get the same effect done with just 1 brush. And please use something to protect your parents' furniture or wherever you're going to decide to paint. I'm not using anything because this just wipes off, and I usually paint here, so I really don't mind. But please protect your parents' furniture. You could warp your paper due to it being a thin paper, so you don't want to add too much paint. And also it takes longer to dry, so it's just better to use a little bit of paint. You could go up and down or side to side. I just find it easier for me. I've been doing it diagonal ever since I could remember, so it's just something I got used to. But you could fill in your paper going whichever way you want on your strokes. Then you're gonna clean your brush. Make sure all the water is off it, because that's gonna help avoid getting your paper warped. And then we're gonna do this part in the bottom. Oops. Sorry guys. So to do this, I'm gonna mix yellow and my red to make my orange. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit of black to make it more brown. So you see, I'm not adding it on the entire orange because I will need the orange. So I'm just adding it to a part of it. And all you're gonna do, again, is strokes going out. And this one doesn't have to be completely covered, like the black could come out. It could show. It's not gonna affect the outcome of it. You could see the black showing on a lot of mine. So I'm going back and forth between the orange and the brown I made. And then strictly orange. I'm just gonna have to make a little bit more. Again, not everybody's orange is gonna be the same. And if you already have orange, you didn't have to mix it. So yay. But at least you learned how to mix to make orange and the brown. And you just keep doing strokes like that. Then you're gonna clean off your big brush. You're gonna clean it off, make sure it's not damped. And you're gonna get your white, just white. I know I have black in there, but it's fine because I'm gonna start off with this egg. So you're gonna make an oval. And don't worry about the cracks right now, that's details that we're gonna put towards the end. Just make an oval for now. And make sure you didn't do it too small and you didn't do it too big either. So mine takes over almost the whole nest, just to give you an idea. And then you're gonna clean off your brush. There's no need to dip it in the water, just clean it off. And get more white and do this egg. So this one's slanted to its side, and it covers some of the other egg. So again, it's okay if it mixes. We could just add more of the white later to give it a better shine. Besides, a dragon's egg is not completely white all the time, so have fun with it. Make it whatever color you wish to make this egg. You can make every egg a different color if you like. gonna get white one more time for the other egg. This one I have it kind of standing, so you're gonna want the pointier side going up and the rest bring it down wider. And clean off your brush. This time you will need to dip it because we're gonna make a new color. So I'm trying to use just one brush just in case you guys only had one brush, so you don't feel like you need the two. So now I'm gonna make green, and to make green you need yellow and you need blue. If you have green, again, cool, you don't need to do this part. If you are making the green, nobody's green will be perfect. Not all the greens come out the same, so mix until you find a green that you like. And if you don't have these colors to mix to make the green, again, your little dragon, make him whatever color you wish. The more yellow you add, the more of a lime green you get, just in case you guys want more of a brighter green. From here, you're gonna do another oval, and this time you're gonna start a little bit higher and you're gonna go into this egg. And you can make this part as wide as you like. You can make him a little chubby dragon, or you can make him a skinnier dragon. As you can tell, I like the little chunky ones. And I'm kind of cleaning off my brush. I'm gonna get more of the green, and then I'm gonna make a circle on top. And this is for the head. And you're gonna make a smaller circle inside and coming a little bit out of the first circle you made. And that's to make his nose right here. So while I wait for that to dry, I'm gonna clean my brush again, make sure it doesn't have too much water, and I'm gonna make purple for now. So for purple, you need blue and you need red, and then you mix it, and it makes a beautiful purple. Again, if you have purple, great, you're awesome. You know how to paint, and you're a hoarder like me and collects paint. If you don't, it's fine. We're all learning. I'm still learning as I go. So then I'm gonna add it on the inside of its belly. And it's okay if it blends and if the green wasn't too dry, because it gives it more of an effect and it makes it a little bit more realistic. And I'm gonna clean my brush again and make sure it's dry. I'm gonna actually have to make more green because I am gonna need more. So if you ran out of green, please follow along and make more green. If you don't need green, go ahead and skip this part. It's just me making more green. And it's okay if you don't make the same green again. As you could tell, this green is lighter than the original one I had. Again, it just gives it a better effect of being more realistic for our little dragon. Once I have it, I'm gonna go again and go over it to make sure it's more filled in, and make sure I have full coverage. For now, I'm gonna move on to my smaller brush. Again, you don't need it, but I'm gonna use it just so I can work a little bit faster and not take up too much of your time. So right now we're gonna do the wings, and for the wings you're gonna go straight up. Don't go too thick because you don't want it too thick, because their wings are more fragile. So you're gonna go up and then you're gonna arc down and pick up your brush as you go down to give it a thinner effect. And you're gonna follow the same path you did, and you're gonna go down again and a little bit higher than the first one. And you're gonna do it again and down, again and down. And as you could see, each time I went a little bit higher up, so it's kind of going up. And you're gonna do one higher up, up, and then arc down. Don't worry if it's not too filled in, because we're gonna do a lot of layers on these. So now it's the ear. You're gonna start off in the corner, go up. You're gonna kind of arc at the same time as you're going up. So you're not going straight, you're kind of arcing as you go. And again, smaller, smaller, smallest. Every time you want to go a little bit smaller to give that effect of it being open. And again, feel free to continue adding more green to the little dragon itself. For this side, you're just gonna do one and then two, because you're not really gonna see this ear because of his angle. So then after that, I'm not cleaning my brush, I just kind of removed some of the paint on the napkin. I'm gonna grab black. See, I didn't grab too much. I don't know if you guys could see. I'm add it to the side, and then I'm gonna pull some green and make a little bit of a darker green. The only reason I don't want you guys doing it in the same thing, just in case like this that I went too dark, you could add more green. And then we're gonna do the tail. So for the tail, you're gonna start kind of like your pinky length of the stomach to the side outside, and you're gonna go down. So you're gonna start pointy, and then you're gonna get wider. And don't worry too much about this part, because as you could tell, a lot of it gets covered up again. So it's not a big deal if you feel like you messed up. And then we're gonna do the same of an arc using the same green right here to give the effect of his thigh being there. Same green. You're just gonna do a line going in for his arm. And then with the same small one, you're just gonna do a V and then a line in the middle, and that's gonna make his little claw. And you want to arc a little bit here to give it more of the muscle in the arm. And then using the same green, you're gonna kind of define right here his nose and his little cheek right here. So it's not much of a difference, but it's enough for you to notice and kind of know what you're doing. After that, you're going to clean off your brush, and you're going to go back to your purple, and you're going to fill in the wing going in, and make sure not to go past the green of it, because you don't want to make it seem like the inside of his wing is longer than its little bone that holds it. So this is more like the little tissue of it. And you're going to do the same with this wing. So as you could see, I'm not going past it. The green's right here and the purple one's here. And I'm doing that to all the steps. And take your time, don't feel rushed. You could always pause this video and start it once again once you feel like it looks good. And you're gonna do the same with this ear. Make sure not to grab too much because the ear is smaller, so we don't want to make it too thick, because we want that ear to look realistic. And you're gonna do the same to this side, because that's all you're gonna see from that one. You're just gonna clean off your brush, dip it in water, clean it off again, make sure you don't have enough water in there. You're gonna get your yellow and you're gonna go over your wings. So you're kind of outlining it with the yellow now, and it's a good thing if it blends. If it doesn't, it's fine as well. If you feel like you went too yellow, you could always go back with the green and trace it again. And you're gonna do the same on the ear. You're gonna clean off your small brush and go back to your white. We're gonna do the eyes, well, the eye actually, and the horns. So for the eye, you're gonna want to do an arc and then a line, and you're gonna fill that in. And then for the horns, you're gonna make a triangle. You're gonna make the first horn bigger than your second horn, because he is looking sideways. The horns wouldn't be the same length, and it wouldn't look realistic if you made it the same length. While that dries, I'm gonna start doing the crack of my egg. So I'm just making little arcs, just like that. Just keep adding white until you feel like you like the color of the eggshell. I'm gonna add more white on the other two, just because they got darker now, and I want them lighter than that egg, to show that these two are in front of it. And then to this side as well. See, I ended up grabbing a little bit of my yellow on this egg. That's fine. It gives it a different color. So maybe this will be a yellow dragon. Use your imagination. Don't let little mistakes feel like you ruined your painting. Because I actually like it. A little bit of water because my brush is getting dry. And continue filling it in. While this still dries, I'm gonna clean my little brush again. And what I do is when I dry it, let me show you guys. When I'm drying it, I get it and I twist as I'm going out, and it gives me more of a point. I don't know if you guys could see. You guys could kind of see it there. And so then I'm gonna get black, and we're gonna go into the egg. And we're gonna trace. I'm gonna trace where he cracked it to give the effect of him coming out of the egg. And then just do little cracks to make it more realistic. And then you're gonna get the same black and you're gonna outline. If it's not dry yet, mine's still kind of wet, so I'm just gonna wait on the eye and just outline his belly to separate its features. And then trace the arm and the hand. And trace your little V that you made and the little line you put in the middle to give it its little claw. Same with his thigh. And same with his tail. Before I do the outline on the eye, I actually want to make it more white. Because it is his little pupil and we want to make it cute and realistic. Then we're going to take our blue. I didn't clean it because I was just using white, so it doesn't really matter. And you're going to go halfway and then down. And fill it in with blue. I'm just drying off my brush so I don't have too much paint. Again, we don't want to warp it. While that dries, I'm gonna clean my brush and I'm just gonna take the red and go to his little tail and kind of make a little oval and then flick it up. So little oval and flick it up. And then you want to make little fire pieces coming out of his tail. Without cleaning your brush, you're going to take yellow and you're going to add it into it to give it that flame effect. Because you want these to blend. So it could look like the fire is on. Nice and hot. I'm cleaning off my brush. And then I'm gonna take my white. I'm gonna add some to my purple. And I'm gonna go through my purple again. Just because mine ended up coming out. Now that it's drying, it's too dark and you can't really see it. If yours wasn't too dark, just skip this step. Don't worry about it. But mine came a little too dark. And then doing the same with his little belly. And I'll do the same with his little ears. Again, make sure you don't have too much paint because the ears, you don't want them too thick. I want it to look realistic. And you don't really have to worry about this side because you can't really see it. I'm gonna clean off my brush. And I'm gonna get yellow only. And I'm gonna kind of paint my paper and then come this way, because I don't want it too yellow. I want the black to still come through to give the crescent look effect. I'll actually use a little bit more yellow and make it a little bit more defined. I actually need a little bit more of my yellow. Again, not too much. It's okay that I got into that flame spark. I can redo it, or I can just leave it as is. I really don't mind it, but if you do, just be more careful with it. I'm actually just gonna blend it in, and then I'll just redo another one there. So without cleaning it, I'm just gonna redo that little flame. Gonna clean our brush, add yellow to the little ear because I kind of blocked it with the purple. Okay, now I'm gonna get my black. Gonna add the details to the eyes. So I'm gonna now color in half of the blue, black, and then I'm gonna outline it, and think of it as if you're doing eyeliner for girls. You don't want it too thick. And you're gonna do the same to the bottom part. You're gonna outline the bottom of the horn on each side. And you're gonna do a little circle, and then you're gonna bring a little bit down like a comma in a sense for his nostrils. You're gonna do a little circle over here. Define the nose a little. Define his little cheek. Right here with the black, I'm just cleaning it up. Then I'm gonna clean it. Still using the small brush. I'm gonna grab a little bit of the white. Gonna clean up the white part right here. And then I'm gonna add two little dots. 1, 2. Which are these two little dots. And I'm gonna add a little bit of black again. And I'm gonna go up his little nose. And then I'm just gonna do little slashes on it to give this effect. So now this last part, if you don't have a toothbrush, this is something I like to do with toothbrushes. It was a technique taught to me by one of my teachers in Cal State Long Beach. Actually, no, correction. It was in ELAC. This teacher taught me this in ELAC. So you get your brush. You need to make sure it's kind of wet, but not too wet. You're going to dip it in yellow. If you don't have a toothbrush, please do not use your own toothbrush or your sibling's toothbrush or somebody you don't like's toothbrush. Just skip this step. You're going to get your toothbrush. You're going to get your finger dirty. You're going to caress the bristles. And then you're done. Thanks, guys.